books that were published and helped launch him to an Israeli audience. So now I'll pass on to גילה, who's actually going to talk about the last sedra in the book, Bezot HaBracha. So over to you, גילה.
Thank you, Rafi. I actually want to start by thanking LSJS for this really special evening. For many of us here tonight, this is the closest we've come to a shiva. We've been carrying around this need to talk about Rabbi Sacks and what he meant to us. And I want to thank you, Rafi, and Joe, and Sarah, and everybody else involved in organizing this event for giving us the opportunity. And as I am the representative of Cohen and Magid tonight, I do want to say one word about the book that we are launching, Judaism's Life-Changing Ideas. I think in a way it's quite fitting that this is Rabbi Sacks' last book. It is a manifesto of sorts. It goes to the heart of what is perhaps the underlying theme of all of Rabbi Sacks' philosophy, the notion that ideas change lives and that Jewish ideas have the power to make life moral and sacred. I chose to speak, as Rafi said, about the final parsha in the book, Bezot HaBracha, partly for personal reasons. One of the constants in working on a Parshat Shavua book by Rabbi Sacks is that the final parsha of the Bezot HaBracha was always initially missing from the manuscript. It doesn't have its own Shabbat, and so Rabbi Sacks would not write his weekly essay for it. And so when we would compile the manuscript, there generally would be an email from me to Joanna and Dan in Rabbi Sacks' office to say, we don't have the Bezot HaBracha, Rabbi Sacks has to write something quick. And within a day, I'd have something in my inbox, and it was always perfect. And so for me, the afterthought of the Bezot HaBracha is really Rabbi Sacks at his best. His ability to just pull something out and it be so brilliant and so beautiful. In the Bezot HaBracha essay in this book, titled Unfinished Symphony, Rabbi Sacks discusses what he calls one of the most poignant scenes in all of Tanakh, that moment when Moses climbs Mount Nevo to look upon the promised land, the land he himself will never enter. And Rabbi Sacks asks, why is it that Moses, the faithful servant of God, the man who spent 40 years leading the people toward the promised land, why he was denied the chance to enter it? It's a question that's been asked many times, but Rabbi Sacks' answer is stunning. And I'd like to read it because nobody can express Rabbi Sacks' ideas as beautifully as Rabbi Sacks himself. For each of us, there is a river we will not cross, a promised land we will not enter, a destination we will not reach. Even the greatest life is an unfinished symphony. Moses' death on the far side of the Jordan is a consolation for us all. None of us should feel guilty or defeated that there are things we hoped to achieve but did not. This is what it is to be human. Even the greatest human beings made mistakes, failed as often as they succeeded. What made them great was not that they were perfect, but that they kept going. They understood that life is about falling 100 times and getting up again. It's about getting up every morning and walking one more day toward the promised land, even though you know you may never get there, but knowing that you have helped others get there. These are the final published words of Rabbi Sacks. They read like a prophecy. They also read like a will, an ethical will that he has left us. Rabbi Sacks knew what it meant to be human. I think we sometimes forget that he was underneath it all. He was so towering and majestic, and it's tempting to think that he was born that way, that he was born with the silver beard and the tailored suit and the yellow tie he always wore. But Rabbi Sacks wasn't born Rabbi Sacks. He became Rabbi Sacks. He overcame difficulty, and he knew vulnerability, and he struggled, he surmounted, he achieved greatness. What made him great was not that he was perfect, although he did come close, but that he always kept going. I remember he once gave me a piece of advice, which I honestly found surprising coming from him, and I said, Rabbi Sacks, you're not really telling me to X, Y, Z. And Rabbi Sacks said to me, well, I'm not always a rabbi. Sometimes I'm a lord, and this is me speaking as a lord. Rabbi Sacks was human, like the rest of us. That he became Rabbi Sacks, the Gadol Hadol, this giant in our midst, is a lesson to us all. We, all of us, could be so much greater, do so much more. There is no limit to the heights that we can reach, to the good that we can do for others, to the blessing that we can be to the world. We may make mistakes and we may fail as much as we succeed. But the important thing is that we keep going, keep walking another day toward the promised land. Rabbi Sacks showed us the way, and it's up to us to continue the journey.
Thank you so much, גילה, for those profound and very thoughtful words. I don't know what to say after that, but just to say that one, as well as launching the book, having so many of his Talmidim who have done so many wonderful things, shows that he encouraged us to do that, and everyone listening to move that, to get up tomorrow and to keep going. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.